call upon the next witness, Mr. Paddington Japajapa. You note that his statement is in the flash file that was handed over to the commissioners this morning.
If you may state out your full names.
My name is Paddington Japajapa.
Paddington Japajapa, do you swear that the evidence which you shall lead before this commission of inquiry shall be the truth only? If you do so swear, raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Oath administered. You can take a seat if you want to take a seat.
Mr. Japajapa, is it correct you were an accredited election observer during the last harmonized election?
Yes, that's very true. I was a duly accredited election observer, local election observer during the 30 July harmonized general election.
And you say you are an eyewitness to the events of the 1st of August?
Yes, I was there when everything happened.
Would you please now tell the commission that which you witnessed on this day?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, for inviting me to appear before this commission. On the said date, which is the 1st of August, I was parked at First Street, at the intersection of First Street and Nelson Mandela. Whilst I was parked there, it was around 2:30 in the afternoon. I heard some gunshots coming from the direction of 4th Street. Then within some few minutes, an army truck full of soldiers, a Puma truck, was driving against the one-way, driving towards the Harvest House. When they were about 10 meters or 20 meters towards Harvest House, some 4 soldiers jumped from the Puma truck. 3 of them started firing AK-47 automatic weapons randomly along Nelson Mandela Street. I started the motor vehicle which I was with. My vehicle was clearly branded election observer, and I was in my election observer kit, the hat, the reflector, yellow reflector, my t-shirt, my bag. So I followed the army from about 50 meters behind them, slowly, whilst they were shooting at pedestrians who were walking up and down along Nelson Mandela Street. One of the soldiers was kneeling at a horizontal angle, which is 180 degrees. Was kneeling at horizontal, he was pointing his firearm at a horizontal angle, which is 180 degrees. At that angle, he will be pointing at the west of anybody who will be walking, or above the west. That's the horizontal angle, according to my mathematics. They were just firing randomly, and one of the officers was commanding them to continue firing. We heard them shouting. There was one police officer who was in riot gear, who was also in front. He was in complete riot gear. When we were near the intersection of Nelson Mandela and Amber Street, one man was lying in a pool of blood. He was shot. The army just passed through. They never bothered to look at the person who was shot. At the intersection of Leopold Takawira and Nelson Mandela, another man was gunned down, and his intestines were outside. He was crawling along the building on the left side. His intestines, and he was crying for help. Nobody helped him. We followed the soldiers to Agri Bank. They continue towards Chinoy Street. Some turned left to Copacabana. They were still firing weapons and screaming people. Most of these people were caught unaware because they were just walking up and down in town. At Copacabana, there was another person who was shot down. That's when I stopped following the army. Was one of the officers threatened me in Shona, I can quote. Whilst I was about to take pictures for my motor vehicle, he said, "Ukatora ma picture, you're not allowed to take pictures, we shoot at you." Then I just switched off my phone. Because there were plenty of soldiers now, all over the place. So we drove to Robert Mugabe Street, then turned along Robert Mugabe Street. We heard some people saying another woman was shot at the corner of Kenneth Kaunda and Ines Terrace. We went there, we saw the woman lying in a pool of blood. Then from there, I drove along Robert Mugabe to 4th Street, where the gunshots initially were coming from. We discovered a youth who was in dreadlocks. They'd already died, was lying in a pool of blood. And we inquired, and we heard that a police officer guarding ZANU-PF offices at Jason Moore and 4th Street had actually killed that youth. He's the one who shot, and the bullets, as I speak, the bullet holes are at a building at the corner of Jason Moore and 4th Street. They are the bullet holes of the gun which was fired by a police officer who was guarding ZANU-PF. We managed, I continued circulating around town because I knew I was safe because my car was clearly stated election observer. And I was in the kit of an election observer, so there was no reason for me to be afraid. Soldiers were all over beating up anybody whom they came across with the shambox and the sticks. This was one of the most barbaric acts I've ever seen in my life. Which was perpetrated by members of the Zimbabwe National Army. Yes. And it is ungodly and very cruel for them to say today they never killed anybody. I saw it. They killed people. Altogether, at the end, we discovered that 6 people died on that day. I went straight to the command center and I tried to ask for Miss Chigumba. I wanted to make a report. I saw a woman there and we argued vehemently. She said you could not see the chairperson. And I told the woman that some people had been shot in town. She told me to go and report at Harare Central Police Station. I couldn't go back to town because the situation was very tense. I stayed at the command center and left for Mazowe, where we heard that there were some skirmishes in Mazowe. This is what exactly transpired on this day from my eyewitness account.
Thank you very much, Mr. Japajapa. I have a few questions for you. What time of day was it when you saw the soldiers coming?
It was at 2:30. In the afternoon, 2:30. 2:30 in the afternoon.
You also saw, oh sorry, if you may. All right. You say you also saw a soldier was in a kneeling position shooting.
Yes, I saw him. He was shooting at a horizontal angle, which is 180 degrees.
Where exactly did you see this kneeling soldier?
It was near Harvest House, and he was pointing westward, shooting at people who were screaming and running away towards Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela is a one-way drive, but they were driving against the one-way. So the soldiers were following after people who were running westwards. And there were 3 of them were shooting at random. One of them, who looked like a senior commander was commanding them to continue shooting, to continue pursuing the running away pedestrian.
There is the video that circulated on social media of a kneeling soldier. Would you say this is the same soldier you saw? It's a different one?
Yes, he is the one, because I managed to study the videos, and definitely is that man.
You stated that you caught the body of the lady of youth that you saw. You heard that he had been shot by the police officer guarding the Zambia provincial headquarters. Is that correct?
Yes, after inquiry from the people who were milling around 4th Street, we asked some witnesses, and they said it was a police officer who fired the firearm at a vendor who was selling his wares, was dreadlocked, and he shot him, and the bullet holes are still there at a building at the corner of 4th Street and Jasmine Street as I speak. And also at Burudha House, there are some bullet holes also, which at another building at corner Leopold Takawira and Nelson Mandela.
Mr. Japajapa, the commission, it appears there were 2 dreadlocked youths who died on this day. This one you are referring to, if I may use that, they say one of them was colored but was also dreadlocked.
No, the slim one is black in color. Is the one who was shot at the 4th Street incident.
Thank you very much, because now I hear that 2.
No, it's one only. It's
The one you are talking of.
Yeah, corner 4th Street and Jasmine, who was said to have been shot by a police officer guarding the ZANU-PF offices.
In your own estimation, if you can assist the commission, how far away from the ZANU-PF provincial headquarters was this body of this young man you saw?
About 20 meters, 10 to 20 meters. It was very close.
All right, thank you very much. I have no other questions. We are now handing over to the commission. If there are any questions for clarification, Honorable Chair and members of the commission, your witness.
Thank you very much, Mr. Japajapa, for availing yourself to the commission. I'll now ask my colleagues if there is any clarification.
Thank you, Mr. Japajapa. Could I be very clear on how many people you saw being shot there? And I must say that your witness is a powerful one, because you are speaking from what you saw. So can you tell us how many people you saw being shot there?
2 people. The one at the corner of Nelson Mandela and Angwa Street. Then the other one at the intersection of Leopold Takawira and Nelson Mandela Street. The one at Copacabana in East Terrace in 4th Street. We arrived there when they were already dead. So exactly, I saw 2 people being killed by the army, especially that soldier who was in a kneeling position.
And then the others, you talked to people around there?
Yes.
And it was from their evidence that you reached your conclusion?
Yes.
That they were shot by the army?
Yeah, they told us that it is the soldiers. Except one who was shot by a policeman.
Yeah.
The other 5 were shot by members of the Zimbabwe National Army. I further inquired, and I was told that they are from the 1 mechanized infantry battalion from Nkomo Barracks some of them from the presidential guard. Takawira and Nelson Mandela Avenue. On the left side, he was crawling along the building with his intestines outside. He was crawling at the corner of the building.
Thank you very much, Mr. Japajapa, for your testimony. Mine is a general question. According to the Zimbabwe Constitution, as well as the Public Order and Security Act, the military, namely the Zimbabwe Defense Force, can be called upon to extend support to the police in the maintenance of law and order. Do you have any comment on that? Do you have an opinion? Do you think anything needs to be done to the Constitution as well as the Public Order and Security Act?
Actually, it was unnecessary for the army to come in because there were no very, very serious disturbances in town. The police were supposed to deal with this situation. We have got thousands of police, more than 30,000. If they had come in, they were able to deal with this situation. Now, to call the army to deal with very few people who were moving around town, I don't think it was necessary. The army used disproportionate force. It's like somebody taking a 40 pounds hammer to kill a mosquito. It was unnecessary. We have got situations in the country in the past where riots have occurred, and the Zimbabwe Republic Police has dealt with these riots sufficiently without killing people. So we are saying the police, we are supposed to be called in and deal with this situation because it was not that very serious. We have got serious situations in the past where there were some serious riots in the city and the police have dealt with the situation. So the Constitution must be amended to make it clear that the army must not leave its barracks unless there is a war in the country. Nobody used the firearms against the police, against the army. I don't see the reason why the soldiers came and used the AK-47 rifle. It was unnecessary, disproportionate use of force. So our constitution must be very clear that the army has got no business in dealing with riots and disturbances.
I was asking to comment on this one. The army chief came and gave his testimony and said that the soldiers were deployed at polling stations, and we've got more than 150,000 polling stations in this country. And I think 5 per each. What would be your comment? They were not enough to deal with the situation. What would be your comment?
We have got thousands of police officers in this country. We have got thousands of soldiers in this country. The situation on that day in town never necessitated the bringing in of the army. Even 20 riot police officers, we are going to be able to deal with the situation with their tear gas. If they brought in those vehicles mounted with the tear gas and that water which causes itchiness, they were going to easily deal with the situation. There was no need to call in the army. was unnecessary. It was an intention to kill. The intention was to kill. That's why they brought in the army. If they brought the riot police, 20 of them. We have seen in the past where few riot police officers with the tear gas have managed to disperse thousands of people. So there was no need for the army. It was not about the numbers. It was about the intention. They wanted to kill people. And they went on to kill.
In terms of time, when you see you witness the killing of the soldiers and those that you see there, I mean the four that you mentioned, can you indicate the times yeah, one by one?
I said the first incident when the army arrived was at 2:30.
Yes, when you see yes, I'm looking at the people that you saw there.
It was in intervals of 10 to 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes. Intervals of 10 to 15 minutes.
Would you remember the exact time when you see?
Sorry, can you come again?
Would you remember the actual time when you saw the dead bodies?
I said 2:30. From there, I had no time looking at my watch. Because the situation was tense and frightening. So I just saw soldiers gunning down people. This is what I managed to see, and dead bodies on the tarmac. But it was at different intervals. I did not look at my watch for me to give a detailed account to say it was this time before. But everything started at 2:30 when I was parked at the intersection of Nelson Mandela and the First Street in front of OK. I was having my lunch after a day's work of observing the proceedings.
Okay, the other question is there are two bodies which you inquired about. I think the Copacabana and the one that is near the Zambia provincial office.
The Copacabana, the Kenneth Kaunda, and the next nearest woman, and the 4th Street, I inquired, 3 of them.
Yes, I think according to your account, there are two bodies that you witnessed dying.
Yes, along Nelson Mandela, two bodies.
Yes, let me finish. There are two bodies that you arrived when they are dead, and then you inquired from the people. I want us to focus on the two bodies that you arrived dead and you inquired from the people about what happened to them. The question is that, did you see the bodies yourself?
Yes, I saw the bodies.
Thank you for that one. I'm going to the next point, seeking clarification. You said that you followed soldiers that were shooting people randomly.
Yes.
My question is that, did that scenario pose any threat to yourself as a person?
My vehicle was clearly marked. It was a Mazda BT50 grey in color. It was clearly marked election observer in large, very visible, large words. I was putting on my election observer kit with a yellow reflective jacket, so there was no need for me to be afraid, because the soldiers never bothered, unless one over-enthusiastic one who came and ordered me not to take pictures. But I was following very closely because I know that election observers are never harmed. So there was no danger to my life.
The other one is that you saw a man who was crawling
you should be crawling at Leopold Tagawera and Nelson Mandela with intestines out.
Yes,
You had a vehicle.
yes.
Did it occur to you that did you think of offering any help to save the life? The person was crawling.
The situation was very tense and dangerous. So I just looked at him whilst he was dying. I couldn't offer any help because I did not know what was going to happen if I tried to offer help. Because here are soldiers who are shooting at people whom they perceive as enemies. So if you try to help an enemy, otherwise I was going to end up being beaten up.
Did you witness how the crawling man on his intestine was then helped?
He was picked up by a Honda Fit, which took him to Paddington Hospital. They said he was picked by a Honda Fit. I don't know the identity of those people. He was picked up by a Honda Fit. It was grey in color, and I thought they were taking him to the hospital.
Did you witness that?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I just wanted you to comment on the fact that the body that you referred to in the Nelson Mandela and Auschwitz, there was a dead person in the accident. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your evidence would have to be tested. Like we've had the evidence here, which suggests that there was no dead body that picked from there. We have other witnesses who have indicated places where dead bodies were found. Would you insist on that evidence that at Nelson Mandela and Auschwitz there was a dead body?
Yes, I insist on that.
Yes,
Thank you, sir. You mentioned that there was a soldier kneeling down. We've heard a lot about this particular soldier, if we're referring to the same person, and we have watched a video of it. Our assessment of that video is that it appears to be filmed in Jason Moy Avenue, with the soldier shooting east, down the street. That's on the basis of that particular video. It might be that we're talking about different videos, but the one that we've been referring to, where you see what appears to be a senior officer seen to the person there, tap the person on the shoulder. That's in Jason Moy Avenue. Now, can you help us with this? Because this could be relevant. Whether the soldier you saw kneeling down was it Jason Moy, or was he in Nelson Mandela? Is there a video of that? I appreciate it's hard to do here because we don't have maps as videos. We might have to do it afterwards, but we need to try and get to the bottom of this. So you can try and assist, because there seems to be a contradiction or some mistaken identity here.
Yeah, what I saw was in Nelson Mandela. Soldiers can kneel in that position on several different sites. Yes. Because whenever a soldier is firing a weapon, they take that position. So it's not a matter of how many times they kneel in that position. What I saw was in Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, and just to follow up, have you seen any video of that soldier in Nelson Mandela? Maybe that you haven't, maybe that you have. You might have to look afterwards. But
I'm not relying on video evidence. I'm relying on eyewitness account. So I don't care about what happened in Jason Moyo because I was not there. I'm giving an eyewitness account of what I saw happen.
Okay, fair enough. If you have any additional video evidence, it would be very helpful to the commission. We're trying to find as much as we can. Can I ask another question, please? We have to look at everything that happened on the day. Okay. I need to know from you, in addition to what you saw the army doing that you testified about, did you see the people who were protesting doing anything in relation to damaging shops, being aggressive in any way? What were they doing in relation to the police and the army? everything that you saw is important. We have to look at the entire spectrum, you understand?
I never saw anybody demonstrating. What I saw are members of the Zimbabwe National Army in a Puma truck who started firing randomly along Nelson Mandela Street. They were chasing after anybody who was moving around, any moving object around town. They opened fire. But when I arrived at 4th Street, that's when I heard that it was hearsay, that there were some skirmishes there. It was just a hearsay. Who did that, I don't know.
So what hearsay did you hear? Obviously direct evidence is better, but we have to go on whatever we can get as the commission.
I just heard that there were skirmishes.
And what kind of skirmishes?
Exchange of words, harsh words between people who were around that place.
Between the army and police and protesters?
You say?
I said between the army and the police and the protesters that were shouting
Yes,
at each
between
other?
the police at ZANU-PF, who were guarding ZANU-PF offices, and the people who were around that place. But the identity of the people, I don't know, because it was some hours way after.
Yes, we've heard lots of evidence about what happened at the ZANU-PF. Is this the regional officers or the provincial officers?
Yeah, some of them were trying to amend their statements, but I had an eyewitness account. I was there, I'm telling you what I saw and what I had. 2 people being gunned down by members of the Zimbabwe National Army. Then the other ones, I arrived whilst they were already dead, and I inquired, as per my requirement as an accredited election observer, because I was supposed to write a report after the election and submit it to ZAC. And unfortunately, I couldn't do that because the police were hunting for me. I had to escape from Harare.
Okay, can I just ask you about one of the dead persons, the person in dreadlocks who you said was shot by a police officer from ZANU-PF headquarters? Is that the
Not
headquarters?
headquarters, ZANU-PF offices. The headquarters is near Sheraton. I'm talking of ZANU-PF offices at the intersection of Jason Moyo and 4th Street. That's where the dreadlocked vendor was shot by a police officer who was guarding the ZANU-PF offices, according to some witnesses who were there.
Right, so that's the provincial.
Not the provincial, I don't know. I can't classify them because it's another political party.
Yeah, we'll look at it on the map, but I'm just trying to clarify, did you hear that this person had been shot by a police officer, or did you see that?
I arrived after the person was already shot, and when I inquired as an observer, the people who were around that place, they said the dreadlocked youth was shot by a police officer who was guarding the ZANU-PF offices at the intersection of Jason Moyo and 4th Street. This is an eyewitness account.
And you could help us with getting that person to provide evidence, could you, to the...
I don't even know the person because there were many of them, so I can't even locate the person.
All right, well, just one last question then on what you heard. Did they say the police officer had been there all the time guarding, or was it a police officer that came later to that office?
No, that part I cannot know. But what I was told was the police officer was guarding the ZANU-PF offices.
Okay, thank you for your answers.
Is it your evidence, Mr. Japajapa, that you didn't see any demonstrations?
I did not see any demonstrations, but I just saw people running. There was pandemonium and chaos around Harare. People running away from the soldiers who were shooting at any moving object.
I think that is important for us in terms of how we assess your evidence. You are an eyewitness, and that it is important that we realize, you realize the importance of the evidence that you are giving. We would really have had evidence that is quite clear that there were demonstrations in town, and that if you say you were in town at the time that we indicated, between 2:30, when you have your lunch at You said corner Nelson Mandela and Church Street. And then at that stage, you didn't witness any demonstrations in town.
In that part of town, there were no demonstrations. I later learned on when I arrived at Sheraton, was after reporting at ZEC that people had been killed. And when they told me to go and report it at Harare Central Police Station, that's when I started watching television. Then I realized that there was chaos in town. And there were some burning cars in 4th Street.
And when you observed the gunning down of these persons, there was no movement, it was just the police or the army just shooting.
There was one policeman in riot gear, and this Puma truck which came driving against the one way in Nelson Mandela. The soldiers jumped from the Puma truck. 3 of them, and one senior officer was behind. They started shooting randomly westwards along Nelson Mandela Street. That some minutes later, then I saw a man lying down at the intersection of Angwa Street and Nelson Mandela. Then I continued following the army were advancing westward. When I arrived at Leopold Takawira and Nelson Mandela, a man on the left side was crawling along with his intestines out. He was already dying, in the process of dying. Was gasping for air.
Is he among the dead that you talked about too?
Yes, we managed to look for the names of the people who died, and we obtained the names, all the names of them.
Yes, what I want you to realize, we want to rescue your evidence so that when it gets to be assessed, it is taken with the seriousness that is deserved. This inquiry is proceeding on the assumption, which was not disputed, that there were protests. The protests were peaceful at some stage, some of them turned violent. There was intervention by the army, and we are looking at the extent of that intervention. Now, it will be important for you to really be sure that you didn't come across demonstrations during your entire processes in town.
I am categorically stating that. I only learned that there were skirmishes in town. I never personally experienced the confrontation between the army and the civilians in town. What I saw is a Puma truck with the soldiers jumped out, started firing at any moving object which was moving around town, chasing after civilians and pedestrians. 2 people were shot. Then people started screaming and running towards the west. But I never saw any confrontation between the army, police, and civilians. What I experienced is the opening of fire by somebody who was scrolling a horizontal angle, which is 180 degrees, which took down 2 people along Nelson Mandela Street. And his face was covered.
Yes.
That soldier's face was covered.
You agree with me, Mr. Japajapa, that it is one thing to say that people must be allowed to demonstrate peacefully. They must be allowed to demonstrate peacefully.
Yes.
And that the military has no business interfering with the right of people to demonstrate. That is one thing. Despite another to say that there is no demonstration at all. Are you appreciating the difference between those two?
I'm not refusing that there were any demonstrations in town. If they were there, I did not see. Yes, there might have been demonstrations. I'm not denying the fact, but I'm saying from the position where I was parked, I did not see any demonstrations. What I actually experienced was soldiers firing at anyone who was moving around town. But the issue of demonstrations, whether they were there or not, I did not experience that.
Well, I would say to you, what we have had evidence, your evidence was telling very well with a witness who actually operates at corner Nelson Mandela and First Street. She was actually selling in Bibles. next to the Harvest House, almost the same time that you are testifying to. She also gave us evidence relating to that army vehicle and soldiers disembarking from that vehicle.
Wonderful.
But her evidence was so clear that people were peacefully outside that place, singing, celebrating, at the same time that you are saying you were there. But we would be interested in knowing whether, in fact, at that particular point, we now have two versions. Your version, which says there were no demonstrations, and another version, which appears to be relating to the same incident, saying there were protesters who were even numbering up to about 400 or so.
See, the way people perceive situations differs depending with one's nervous disposition. See, I am of a strong and nervous disposition. Maybe that person saw things differently, but from what I saw, because I was not running away, that person is telling the truth. And if that person saw soldiers firing automatic weapons, I don't think that is very true that she was standing there hearing the bubbling of the bullets while she was standing. I had the opportunity to come closer to the situation because of my position as an observer. So I was privileged to come close because I knew that the arm was not going to harm me. So the way that person saw the situation and the way I saw it, maybe it was a difference of some minutes. So things happened differently. So it cannot be exactly because I was not together with that person.
Thank you very much, Mr. Japajapa, for sharing your eyewitness account.
Yes, I just want to make some few comments before I close down, Mr. Chairman. A brief history about this government called ZANU-PF. A government which is well known for kidnappings, killings, brutality, rigging of elections from the day the party was formed. I'm going to give some few notes, a brief history about people who have been kidnapped and killed in this country by this brutal regime called ZANU-PF. In 1975, Mr. Chairman, the first ZANU-PF ZANLA chairman, Herbert Chitepo, was reported killed in a car bombing in Zambia. And there's no conclusion to that matter, I worship. It is a party which eats its own children. From 1983 to 1987, you worship, more than 20,000 Debeles were killed by the 5th Brigade, whilst they were looking for around 150 dissidents, and whom they accounted for one only was called the Gwesera. The commander of the 5th Brigade was current Minister of Lands and Agriculture, Parents Chief. Constantine Chiwenga was the commander of the National Army. Sidney Sekramai was the Minister of Defense. Robert Mugabe is the head of state. Mnangagwa was the Minister of State Security. Right, on the 28th June, during the 2008, Mr. Motlanthe, you were once the South African president, and at one time deputy president. I think you intervened a lot about the happenings, the power sharing government, the power sharing arrangement in this country. You know how difficult these people called ZANU-PF are. Something without precedence happened. 2 ministers of Home Affairs, where have you seen that on earth? A power sharing government more than 300 MDC supporters were killed, abducted by CIO, the military intelligence. I want to tell you that it's only in Zimbabwe here where people are abducted, killed, and disappear because they speak out their mind. In South Africa, we've got millions of people in South Africa, opposition political parties. The firebrand, NEF leader, Nelson Malema. But we've never had one incident of a person abducted and killed by the secret police in South Africa. It's only here in Zimbabwe where only 13 million people. Once you speak out your mind, you are abducted. You disappear. In 1990, Rashiwe Bush, who worked at Chaminika building, was abducted, killed. Her car is still parked at Chaminika building as we speak today. Itai Zamara, a freelance journalist, he carried out a one-man demonstration in Africa Unity Square. There was no threat at all. In Glenview, he was abducted from a barber shop, tortured and killed, cold-blooded, made a stand. Up to today, his body is not found. One of your commissioners there was Black John, and left for dead near the National Sports Stadium. Commissioner Maduku. On March 11, 2009, Morgan Tsvangirai, the first MDC president, was arrested. He was bludgeoned at Machipisa police station. Maduku was there. His hand bandaged. Atam Tambara was there. He was beaten up by members of the ZRP CIO. It was terrible, Mr. Chairman. Solomon Mujuri in 2018, one of the most decorated Zanla, your Army General, abducted and he was killed. His body brought in dead according to reports from the independent media. A blue flame came out from his burning body to resemble famine. On 3 June 2012, Captain Edwin Leah from 1.2 Infantry Battalion abducted after exposing some poaching of elephants in Matabeleland and Midlands. On 23 June 2013, Edward Chindori Chininga, a member of parliament, was followed by men in glasses and suits. Then Brewer was involved in a mysterious car accident. He was investigating the diamonds issue. It was reported that he was assassinated, the ZANU-PF style. Nelson Chamisa, he was going to America, was beaten up at Garani International Airport and left for death by members of the Central Intelligence Organization. We know these guys, they've been here for too long. In 1999, I worked with them. I was a member of the Constitutional Commission. I was once ZANU-PF. I'm a Liberation War detainee. I know all these people. I was once a member of ZANU-PF. Last Saturday, the commission is here in Zimbabwe. Chamisa's driver was nearly abducted in Rua. When we saw that video, the chase ended up in Chijanjeri Mavuke. The members of the public had to intervene. So this is the behavior of this party and the government called ZANU-PF. Comrade Chairman, Honorable Motlanthe, you know very well you intervened in South Africa in 2009 to form a power sharing government. Our commissioner here can testify. In 2008, they came to my house in Westley. They tried to abduct me at home. After my village was burned down by 25 ZANU-PF youths, I had a test of the same medicine. They came to my house and I did not open the door. I know the guys from the law and order section. They had a car without a number plate. I escaped to Morgan Tsvangirai's house in Strathaville. I arrived there. Morgan Tsvangirai was already in the Netherlands embassy. I was told to go to the American embassy. I had to seek refuge at the American embassy. I phoned Chamisa, I phoned Monjora, and I told them about the situation. The following morning, I went straight to Kondo Mohat's office. He was the Minister of Home Affairs. And he called his 2 police commissioners, Sibana and the other one, Shamba, and asked them why they were looking after me. They told me that I was wanted at the law and order. Phillips, under the current Zimbabwe Defense Force Commander, had written a letter, an armed letter, that was undermining the authority of the state. They were supposed to be arrested. I went into the law and order. I had to be investigated for more than 20 hours until a relative of mine was an assistant police commissioner intervened. Then I was released. Recently, after this incident, after I reported this incident to ZEC, Charity Charampa, the National Police spokesperson, came, conducted a press conference where they said they were hunting for Paddington Japajapa, and it denied it. I had to run away, and I went to Blawa. I spent 3 weeks in Blawa in the bush, running away from the police until I had to phone the police commissioner. I told him that I was coming back to hand over myself. I was arrested whilst I was in Guero after having surgery in Guero. They identified me in Guero. Then I was arrested. I was detained at Guero Central Police Station. They brought a brand new quantum, a truck to collect me at 2:45 a.m. They drove all the way from Guero to Harare Central Police Law and Order, detained me there. Fortunately, there were 2 lawyers from Zimbabwe, Lawyers for Human Rights. The docket was done. The reason why I was arrested is that I was implicated through the newspapers, arresting people through the newspapers, that I had incited violence, and I was nowhere near. I was an election observer. I didn't know where they get all this information. I was taken to court, and the NPA clearly stated that there is no witness in this matter. The police said they were relying on video evidence, which they downloaded from the YouTube. They quoted and doctored the video. And according to the Criminal Procedure and Evidence Act, Chapter 907, video evidence is not admissible at a court of law. This is what saved me, and yesterday I was removed from remand. So I'm talking of a regime that uses abductions, killings, election rigging. I've got a video today where Robert Mugabe in 2013 said Tsvangirai won by, in 2008, Tsvangirai won by 73%. Yes. He admitted, I've got the video here. So this is a party which wants to remain in power forever. Anybody who speaks his mind is dealt with through the judiciary or through the police and the dreaded CIO, Central Intelligence Organization. I know some of them, they've got 9 directors and 9 deputy directors, thousands of operatives to deal with a population of 13 million people only. This is very unfair. The world must be told the story that we are in hot soup. Emerson Mnangagwa has been with Mugabe for 55 years. Yes. They call him the strategist. Nothing has changed. They learned everything from Robert Mugabe. He was one of the most cruel men in the world. I can compare him to Muammar Gaddafi or Saddam Hussein. We are in a soup, Mr. Chairman, in this country. Yes. Recently, they've allowed a slow genocide to happen in the nation. Prices of drugs going for $8 US. Yes. At a rate of 320. So if you multiply $8 by 3, it's around how much? 24 for buying Panadol. If you want to have an ECG for the heart at Paddington Hospital, $293. Where can a person from Mount Darwin get that money from? The government is watching prices skyrocketing. They failed to control prices. They are allowing a slow genocide. People cannot afford the prices which are being charged. Drinks going for $10. Cooking oil $10. But things have not changed in South Africa, Mr. Chairman. So here's a government which has failed to control the situation. But they want to be very harsh and cruel on the innocent people in this country. They do not allow political space to the opposition. Nelson Chamisa is in trouble as we speak now. Wherever he's going, he is being followed by so many cars with people in suits and dark glasses. These are members of the military intelligence and militaries of the Central Intelligence Organization. They've got nothing to do. You go to America, CIA guards the interests of the United States of America. In South Africa, the secret, they guard the interests of the South Africans. Here in Zimbabwe, we've got a regime which has got thousands of intelligence operatives from the military, MID, and CIO, who are going after opposition party supporters with the intention of harassing, persecuting. So we are not free in this country. We are not free. Before elections, after elections. So
Mr. Chairman, I was not going to stop him.
Gabriel Chief was given more than 3 hours. He was allowed to work for nonsense and lies. So I must be given the same opportunity. I'm about to run up, Mr. Chairman. So thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Submit whatever you
The last but not least, Mr. Chairman, in 1979, one of the most decorated Zanda commander, Josiah Magambatongo Gara, died in a mysterious car accident in Chimoyo whilst he was coming to Zimbabwe for independence. And it was reported in the private independent media that he was assassinated. So he is a party which eats its own children. If a lion is hungry, it eats its own children. What about the opposition? The opposition is in hot soup. We are not allowed political space. So we are saying if this commission can make strong recommendations to this government, that they must allow the opposition to exist.
Yes.
You cannot have one team like Dynamos in Zimbabwe dominating soccer. Yes. Once you don't have Highlanders or Cape United, you need competition between the two teams.
Yes.
So the ruling party also needs the opposition for them to perform above standard. So this idea of going after opposition party supporters is not good at all. What the army did was not good. I want to quote from Isaiah 59 verse 1 Amen. From the Bible. Amen. The hand of God is not shortened that it cannot save. Neither his ears have that they cannot hear. But their iniquities have separated them from God. Their sins have hidden God's face from them. They've got blood dripping from their hands. Everybody knows that. So we are saying this must come to an end and this must stop. As I speak, Mr. Chairman, I also want protection from you. Yes. Otherwise, the MIT and CIO have foreseen plenty of them here. Yes. I might be followed, but me, I'm not afraid because I can fight. Unless they kill me, it will be a fight, a real fight. Yes. But I'm saying, Mr. Chairman, we need protection from this commission. Exactly. Because we have told the truth, nothing else other than the truth. And the truth will set this nation free. Look at all these incidents happening in this country. When you do evil things, you don't confess before God. The blood of those 6 people is speaking over the lives of those soldiers.
Yes.
There is what is known as avenging spirit in wars in this country.
Yes.
Because the one here, it end up on a soldier.
You are you.
There is no need of having these soldiers. There was no need for them to kill people. I saw it, they killed people. What they were supposed to do was just to say, we are sorry, we did it, and compensate the grieving families. That's all I can say, Mr. Chairman. I think your commission can help us to engage SADC so that we can have respect for human rights in this country.
Yes.
They've teared the constitution and put it in the bin, and there is no respect of human rights. We've got a Bill of Rights, which is very good according to the constitution, but it is not being followed. So this is all what I can say. I've been part and parcel of ZANU-PF as a constitutional commissioner. I did indigenization and empowerment, a member of the Kimberley process, but I discovered that I cannot continue serving together with the devil. Thank you very much.
Once again, may I ask you also to provide the written statement?
I'm very prepared to give this chronicle of events from 1963. Thank you. Thank you, Phil. Thank you very much. If they follow me, I'm going to go SABC and all other the private media. I want your cell number, I'll phone you. But I'm very followed. But I'm not afraid because I know I'm covered. But
Yes.
if they do anything, I don't mind because we have suffered enough in this country.
Enough is enough.
Thank you very much.
I need to speak to his lawyers, advocating for greater right before we can proceed.
Okay, let's short break, come to break and we'll have
Okay.
What happens in 2 minutes?